Good afternoon, fans. Welcome to the LB Gym here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. ACAA women's volleyball action on tap. You're watching ACAA TV and Tommy's TV on YouTube. I'm Bill Gibson once again in my privileged pert here in the palace called the Pit. Pleased to be along for this afternoon's action as the host St. Thomas Tommies, second in the conference with a 10-3 record and the hottest team in the conference, won 8 in a row. Taking on Holland College. Holland, with yesterday's loss to the Tommies, dropped to 8-5. 3 teams tied with 8 wins. The 5 losses puts the Hurricanes right now in 4th position. Mount Allison leads the conference at 12-3. UMBSJ at 8-4. Holland 8-5. MSVU 8-7. And Dal Rams right on the heels of those 8-win teams at 7-6. Little gap back to 5-8 Crandall and the 1-win St. Anne and UKC teams. We're just about set for the national anthem. I'll tell you about yesterday's action between these clubs after the anthem. It is Pride afternoon here for the Tommies women's volleyball game. And a couple other matches on slate this afternoon. Mount A at UNBSJ and UKC at St. Anne. All important games in the schedule. Be back right after the anthem. Yesterday's action, the Tommies straight set winners over Holland College, out hitting the Hurricanes 2-9-1 to 1-2-4. It's a pretty big gap. Jamie Spencer led the way for the Hurricanes. 12 kills on 27 attacks, 7 errors, a 185 percentage, 1 service ace, and 13 points. Jenna O'Neill was held to 5 kills and 5.5 points for the Tommies. Kylie Nadeau, 7 kills, 3 service aces, a block assist, 10.5 points. Morgan Coy, the player of the game, 8 kills, 10 points. Brooke Thompson, 6 digs on the day. Starters for the Hurricanes, 1 is Jenna O'Neill, 4 is Abby McDonald, 6 is the center Marissa O'Donnell, 11 is Maria Moores, 12 is the aforementioned Jamie Spencer, 14 is Mason Babby. In the Libero jersey, number 3, Morgan Hoskins, and number 15, Jackie Jubenville. Saw yesterday Hoskins start in the regular jersey and then move into the Libero in set number 3. Immediately starts in the Libero jersey. Today does Hoskins, 5th year out of Cornwall. Time now for your starters for your Tommies. Number 7, Kathleen Boyle. Outside hitter out of Fredericton, 172 kills on the season for Boyle. Boyle, another outside out of Quispamsis in first year, 121.5 points for Boyle. 10 is Ava Slip, second year middle out of Fredericton, 88 points on the season. Another first-year Morgan Coy wears number 11. 79.5 points for Coy coming into today. Ella Esty, who signed the sheet as the captain today, will be the setter for the Tommies today. 14, Anna Osborne, starts in the middle. So slides in place today of Laura-Eve Godin, who started yesterday. And the liberos, Brooke Thompson, wearing number 3. And number 15, Abby McFadden. Thompson, 6 digs yesterday, needs 7 today to get to 500 in the career. So we'll monitor that as that moves along. That's a pretty good milestone and big achievement for Thompson. Just a matter of time for Thompson to reach that milestone, whether it's this match or the next one, of course, assuming health. So Thompson in for Osborne to start, and Hoskins in for McDonald on the Kane side. And it will be Ella Esty to get us started with service for the Tommies. Hurricanes looking for a rebound. Every match matters in terms of playoff seeding. Top 6 make the ACAAs, and that's right here in Fredericton. And that's the first point of the match, going to Mason Babby out of Lumsden, Saskatchewan. And it'll be Babby back to serve. Lumsden is just northwest of Regina. Nice looking little community along the Capel River. Beautiful looking, actually. Reminds me of Farley Mowat for some reason when I look at some photos there of Lumsden, Saskatchewan. Tommies tie it at 1. On the attack was Slip. Callie Nadeau back to serve. Good serve from Nadeau, played up by Hoskins. Drifted over to the Tommy side. And good rally here is going to be free from Thompson. Hoskins, O'Donnell, McDonald cleans that up in the middle. Nice easy put away for Abby McDonald. Had ample time there to find the open court as the Tommies were on the scramble. 2-1 Hurricanes. Set up by Boyle. Now Boyle on the swing. Through the block and kept alive. Miss hit that time. Maybe missed time by Ava Slip. And it's going to be 3-1 Canes. The Hurricane men have the noisemaker out today, the horn on the far side. That's Boyle, forced to play the serve again. And there's Morgan Coy, yesterday's player of the game for the Tommies. Off the right side. And again, Coy rounding into form here for the Tommies in the second half of the season. Played up by O'Neill, O'Donnell, and there's Spencer. Free from Osborne. O'Donnell sets up McDonald again, and this time Abby McDonald goes with the tip. 4-2 Canes for Jamie Spencer out of Fort Francis, Ontario. Was yesterday's geography lesson. The Tommy fans have told me no more geography lessons every time I do that. Player goes on a big run, and there's an ace serve from J.B. Spencer. Another good serve from Spencer, played up by Coy. Boyle blocked. Kept up again, and that's going to be a double hit on the Tommies that time. (6-2) Hurricanes. Start the opening set strong. Another good serve from Spencer. And Boyle, that time pushed back corner. Coy serve drifts wide. And it is 7-3 Hurricanes for the 6'4" Abby McDonald. 9 service aces, 104 points on the season. 32 total blocks. Osborne, big swing off the hand of McDonald, out of play. And Osborne, first year out of Fredericton. Give Robert Osborne now 23 kills on the season. Played up by Boyle. And that one finds the stands. 8-4 Hurricanes. Maria Moores at Conception Bay, South Newfoundland. 6 foot outside, puts us in play for Thompson. There's Nadeau. Nadeau off a block. Point STU. Osborne back to serve. Does have 5 service aces among the 32 points coming into today. Good serve there, played by Spencer. O'Neill. Oh, nice down the line from Jenna O'Neill. O'Neill, 5th year, has been an outstanding player for the Hurricanes. Boyle. Esty on the set, back row Boyle. Played up by Hoskins. O'Donnell. Here's Spencer. Blocked at the net. That's Esty and slip. Well organized attack that time by Holland. But Esty and slip. Right there. O'Neill plays that one up. O'Donnell. Tipped by Babby. Blocked by the Tommies. From the back row, O'Neill. Thompson. Off the net, and Esty can't keep it alive. Abby McDonald back in as Mason Babby is back to serve. Good hustle from Esty, but it's another Hurricanes point, 11-6. Oh, strong serve there. Nice low, hard serve. Slip. Managed to get that one off a Hurricane block and down on the Hurricane side. Seems to be an extra errant volleyball on the far side there. Usually only have 3 in play in a game situation, and a point for the Tommies. Just noticing an extra 1 laying over on the corner that is my left, screen left. Here's Nadeau. Off the hands of Spencer. Well saved, free from Hoskins. Nadeau, Esty, Boyle. And Kathleen Boyle picks the line. Good battle back here from the Tommies. Now 10-11. They've erased, I think we were up to a 5-point gap at one point. Another good serve. Boyle on the touch. Off a couple of Hurricanes and then down on the floor. 11-11 opening set for Nadeau. That one too far wide. Ends up a Hurricane point. Boyle again with the swing, and that's in. (12-12). Ava slip, back to serve. And too strong that time off the hand of Maria Moores. Slip will serve again at 13-12. That one flies just a little long. Spencer, Thompson, Esty, there's Boyle. Oh, good get by Hoskins. Free from O'Neill. I think a lot of people thought that was going to be a point for the Tommies and stood still there. What a get from Morgan Hoskins. Spencer in play. Nadeau, Esty, that's Coy. Blocked that time, O'Neill. Abby McDonald was there as well. Spencer, high toss, good swing for Nadeau again. Esty, Boyle. Boyle punches it over the block, played up by Spencer. Spencer from the back row. Finds the tape that time. Should let everyone know, just in case anybody was worried about it. I remembered to bring proper footwear today, so I'm not like a 5-year-old padding around here in my sock feet. Strong swing out of the middle for the Hurricanes off of Tommy out of play, 16-14 for Abby McDonald out of Charlottetown. Very geography dispersed Hurricanes squad in contrast to Team Tommy, who is largely Fredericton and then outside of Fredericton, New Brunswick based. Only a few out of province players. Speaks to how strong volleyball is in the Fredericton region. Always amazes me, as I said yesterday, how many New Brunswick-based players and Fredericton-based players are on the rosters around the conference. Played over by Nadeau, up by Spencer. O'Donnell sets in the middle for Babby. Played up Esty. Thompson for Nadeau. Nadeau blocked. Thompson keeps it alive. And free from Thompson now. O'Neill, big attack. Tommies are there. Hoskins got that one. Oh, big effort from Spencer. Comes up just short. Tied up again at 16. Tommy fans certainly enjoy that one. And of course, that's one thing with having so many local players as the Tommies do. The crowds are usually pretty good here for Tommy volleyball. Too much Hurricane power that time. And also, if you're wondering, it has warmed up to about -20 here. We're in a yellow cold warning and a yellow snowfall warning for tomorrow. I think the cold warning is supposed to end. I'm not sure exactly what the color coding now means. 17-17. Bronwyn Gillingham subs in. Service specialist, as we've seen here for the Tommies. Pretty good serve from Gillingham there. Results in a Tommy point right away. And good work by the Tommy athletic staff cleaning up that extra volleyball that was laying around. Don't know why, but it was bothering me over there. Off the Babby block and out of play, the Tommies +2. Gillingham serve substitution. It's paid dividends. That one's out the back a little too strong from Gillingham. And now Vibiro Thompson back in as Jenna O'Neill is set to serve. O'Neill, 18 service aces coming into today. Nadeau steps into one. Good get by Hoskins. And now free from Hoskins, it makes it over. Set up for Nadeau. Nadeau punches, O'Neill is there. Spencer, nice tip. Oh, good dive by Coy. I thought that Spencer tip was going to hit the floor immediately. And out of nowhere came Morgan Coy. Kept it alive, but it was not to be. Tied at 19. O'Neill, Nadeau, Esty, Boyle. Off of Babby, off of Spencer, and out of play. Important for the teams that come here. ACAAs are here. Last weekend of February, first weekend of March. However that falls. I'll say first weekend of March. I think the Saturday is the first. And it would be the women's quarterfinals on the Friday, men's and women's semis Saturday, and then the finals on Sunday. Check out aca.ca, all information on that. And certainly looking forward to welcoming teams here to Fredericton for that. That's going to be off the antenna, which is out of play. Now 21-20 for Kali Nadeau. Tight set number one. Played up by O'Neill, O'Donnell. Free ball from Moores. Boyle tips it over, off block, out of play, point Stu. To start thinking about a timeout, and there we get one, I think. Yep. Timeout, Hurricanes. We get late stages of this set. Tommies own the season series 2-0. They won November 1st on the island, 3-2, in a come-from-behind fashion. Hurricanes were up by a good margin in that fourth set before losing the fifth one, 15-7. And then, of course, yesterday it was 3-0 Stu. Hurricanes for a whole bunch of reasons. I'd like to get a win here on this court. Feel good about that for ACAAs. I'd like to get a win against a team that's a bit above them in the standings, which they can still catch, by the way. And they also need a win in terms of their positioning in the pack of teams that are fighting for those 6 playoff spots. I have to think Mount Allison and Stu, even though they could be caught, are pretty much in with their win totals. And then you've got a host of teams searching for those other 4 spots. And of course, you want to be 1 or 2 and avoid that quarterfinal situation. You love that bye to the semis. Not have to play 3 in order to win it. Hurricanes get the point out of the timeout. Boyle. Esty, back set for Coy. Nicely played by the Hurricanes, and now it's McDonald. Oh, and Coy gets just enough of that one to get it into the open space. 23-21. Anna Osborne back in for Bronwyn Gillingham as Ava Slip is back to serve. Good serve from Slip for O'Neill. O'Donnell. And there's Moores. Oh, nice dive by Esty. Set up by Osborne. Boyle. Played by O'Neill. Moores on the attack. And Tommy's violation on the net gives the point to the Hurricanes. And it'll be Jamie Spencer with the Canes down 1, latter stages of set number 1. High toss, nice swing. Boyle, Esty, and Boyle. Oh, good get from Hoskins, but couldn't get it up in the air quite enough. That one had the open space marked all over it. And now a couple of set points for the Tommies with Coy on the service line. Tommies give one back right away without making Holland play the ball. And it's Abby McDonald who will serve. Canes need a point to keep the set alive. Boyle, Esty, and Boyle. Clean kill for Kathleen Boyle, the leader of the Tommies. And Boyle, in fact, first in the conference in kills per set. Shows why right there. First set, 25-23 Tommies. I'm going to take just a short break. See if I can get the stats fired up on my phone. Come back. Run you through those from set number 1. All right, welcome back to the LB Gym. Set 1 summary, Holland, 11 kills, 4 errors, 30 total attacks for a .233 percentage. That's pretty good for the 23 points they had. The Tommies, 15 kills, 4 errors, 32 attacks, and a .344 hit percentage for their 25 points. That's really good at .344. Tommies 15 assists, the Hurricanes 11. Service aces 3-2 Stu. Service errors 6-1 Tommies, with the Tommies having more. Digs were tied at 12. Blocks were tied at 3. Individual stats for Holland: O'Neill 4 kills, McDonald 4 kills, 10 assists for O'Donnell. Service aces for Spencer and Babby. Diggs, Hoskins with 5, Spencer with 3, and Abby McDonald 2 total blocks. For the Tommies, Kathleen Boyle already 7 kills and a .462 hit percentage with 3 digs. Ava Slip, Morgan Coy, 3 kills each. 15 assists for Ella Esty. 2 service aces for Callie Nadeau. And with 4 digs, it is also Nadeau. Esty 2 total blocks. They are your leaders in our Thompson Milestone 500 dig watch. Needs 7 for the 500, got 1 in the first set. Tommy's out of the huddle for set 2. Looks a lot like set 1. Coy, Slip, Nadeau, Esty, Osborne, Boyle, McFadden, and Thompson in the Libero jerseys. And set 2 looks the same for the Hurricanes as well. Babby, O'Neill, Moores, McDonald, Spencer, O'Donnell, Hoskins, and Jubenville in the maroon Libero tops. Osborne out, Thompson in. Kane serve to start the set with one of the captains, Mason Babby. There's Thompson. Esty for slip. Tommy's called for a net violation that time. Slip on the follow through. Must have got the top wire. I thought that was the ball that hit it myself, but again, my angle is just slightly off center and they're hard for me to read. Spencer blocked. Set up again for Spencer. That time Boyle is there. Esty. That was Nadeau attack on the far side. Great get by O'Neill. Thompson, Esty, Boyle from the back. And again off of McDonald. Off of Moores, and somehow it was Jenna O'Neill who was way over by the milk table, diving out somehow on this side of the court. Played up by Hoskins, a little too far though, and it is Boyle that is there to clean that one up. Here's Nadeau. Hoskins. O'Donnell. McDonald. Blocked by the Tommy. Slip. Plays that one over. Spencer on the up. Now Spencer on the attack. STU sets up Boyle one more time, and why not go to that hot hand? Seven kills in the first set. And I think there'll be credit for two more already in the second for Boyle. That one, not quite the four-wheel drive on to climb over the tape. Thought for a second it was going to get there. Service error from the Tommy's Nadeau. In play by Marissa O'Donnell. From Hanwell here, just outside of Fredericton. Boyle again on the attack. Spencer, O'Donnell, Moores, Esty, Thompson, and that was Coy on the far side. Hurricanes play it back, but out of play. Point Tommies, 4-2. Gonna send Ava Slip into serving position. Oh, Hoskins and O'Neill. I think they both thought that one was going out. Ends up being a service ace for Ava Slip. Makes Papa proud on the upper deck here. Hoskins underneath that one. Spencer plays it over. Boyle again goes on the direct attack. And timeout. Hurricanes. Coach Craig Hoskins says, hey, we need to talk this one over. Getting a little out of sorts here, looking a little ragged. Always enjoy my pregame chats anytime the Hurricanes come to town. Of course, enjoy them with all coaches, but Coach Hodkins and Coach Butler, very giving of their time and very open to talking volleyball, their team, the conference. If you're a Tommy fan, the basketball teams are on the road this afternoon at UKC. That will be on ACAA TV as well. That's going to be a 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock start there, women and men. Let's feel free, stay right here for volleyball action. And I think the Hurricane basketballers are hosting Mount A today. I think that was a home and home series for those two teams. Hurricanes basketball picked up a couple wins at Mount A. Punched a little strong from Osborne. Do encourage, no matter what sport you are a fan for, if you can, get out and check out these athletes live. The action here in the ACAA is outstanding. Usually close matches like we have here. In terms of that first set, Boyle on the attack. And some outstanding athletes and some outstanding people involved in all of these programs. Hurricanes block it. And it's out off the Tommies. 6-4 STU for Spencer. That one down the line is a little wide. Here comes Jenna Murphy in for Morgan Coy. And Murphy will rotate back to serve, and this will likely move Ella Esty into an attacking role with Murphy in the pivot as the setter. Esty got that one. And from the back row, it was Nadeau. O'Neill skies for that, and too much for Brooke Thompson. Jenna O'Neill got the spicy mustard out that time. Loaded it up. Seven 5 Tommies. McDonald serves. Well read by Boyle. That one goes wide, 8-5 Tommies. Hoskins back in. And McDonald will get a breather as Kathleen Boyle serves. Let's see if Boyle goes to O'Neill. Went in that direction, and that's a service ace for Kathleen Boyle. What a match Boyle is having. Boyle now up to 10 kills. That service ace has not yet registered in the online stats. O'Neill plays that one, and that one might have been out. O'Neill taking no chances, and O'Neill is going to get that kill off the block. Sub in for the Tommies, it's number 2, Macy Urban. Urban out of Winnipeg, Manitoba in first year, 45.5 points on the season for Urban, and Urban forced to play that one right away. Murphy set, Boyle punches it over. O'Neill does the tip as well. Urban gets that one. Murphy up, Boyle back row. Blocked. Boyle keeps it alive. Urban free from Boyle. Hoskins, O'Donnell. And Babby. Boyle is there. Murphy and Osborne cannot get the second hit. Played up by Urban. Thompson for Urban. Urban. Hoskins. O'Donnell. There's O'Neill. Pass a little bit behind O'Neill. Trying the big swing that time was the lefty Esty. And now 9-8 STU. For Maria Moores. Shout out if you're watching from the Rock today, Conception Bay South for Moores. That's a place that is on my someday list. I have made it to St. John and had the ceremony, I'll say, on George Street. That's out off the Tommies. The cod, not the worst thing I've ever kissed. O'Neill in play, up for Boyle. Murphy, slip off of Hoskins. Morgan Coy back in for Jenna Murphy as Ella Esty readies to serve. Hoskins, Babby, O'Neill from the back row, played up by Boyle. Esty, Urban blocked. Boyle got a piece, the Tommies. Oh, that's going to be 4 hits. That was 4 hits on that one. The Hurricanes clean it up. I think everybody in the gym was counting to 4 there except the officials. Ends up a Hurricanes point. But I think it should have been a violation before that. Just a matter of how it goes in the scorebook. Boyle, Esty, slip, blocked. Esty is there. Urban sets up Coy off a block, played up by Spencer. McDonald and slip. And that net battle goes to Ava Slip. It's going to be 12-10 Tommies for Macy Urban. Urban, 36 kills, 9 service aces, 36 digs, and 45.5 points coming into this one in the rookie season for Urban. Hurricanes play that along the net, and it comes out of bounds here near side. Spencer gets that down in front of Esty. Heck of a weekend here for Jamie Spencer, in fact. Marissa O'Donnell, played by Macy Urban. Ella Esty, slip with the tip. Moores, O'Donnell, Spencer. That one off of Urban. Down 1 for Marissa O'Donnell. 9 service aces entering the day. O'Donnell, Thompson, Esty, and Boyle with the punch. Net violation on the Canes. 14-12. And here comes Anna Osborne. 6'1" middle in for Stu. Slip a little long on the serve, makes it 14-13 Tommies. For Spencer. Played up by Urban, drifts too long, and O'Neill says thank you very much. Right in the wheelhouse of Jenna O'Neill. It's all started with a tough serve, though, from Spencer. That's going to be a line violation on Spencer. And a big smile. Knew it right away. Coy. Oh, net aided ace that time for Morgan Coy. Subs in for the Hurricanes. Checking in is number 2, Jada Judge. Judge at Arimby, Alberta. First year, and Jamie Spencer off. Played up by Hoskins. There is McDonald wide. And that's going to be 17-14 STU. Coy, Hoskins, O'Donnell, O'Neill. That one I don't think was blocked. I think it was just into the tape. Slight miss hit for O'Neill that time. 18-14. Pretty much a must-have point here for Holland. And they don't get it. Timeout. Hurricanes. Take a little timeout here myself. Be right back. Sorry about that, folks. Had to dig into the bag a little bit there to get out the new bottle of water, get it cracked open. Set to go, though, out of the timeout. Leaders for the Tommies. Boyle's got 11 kills and a .429 percentage right now to go with a service ace and 2 total blocks. Holland, it is Jenna O'Neill with 7 kills, a .333. And looking again, Thompson up to 4 digs. So 3 away, I believe, from the 500 milestone. If my math and calculations from yesterday are at all true. Pretty handy to that now. I think we need 3 more from Thompson. We'll follow that throughout the rest of this match. There's Coy, Hoskins, O'Neill from the back row, Spencer, who's back in. And there's Coy. Oh, Hoskins and McDonald. Hoskins was calling off McDonald. And a little confusion there. And McDonald out. In comes number 10, Samantha Payne. Payne, a 4th year out of West Kelowna, BC. I don't think we saw Payne yesterday. O'Neill. Hurricanes needed that one. And O'Neill delivered the big swing. Now here's Samantha Payne back to serve. Boyle off block, point for the Tommies, 21-15. Boyle remains hot for STU here in this match. Saw this a little bit from Boyle last year. This is the Tommy Athlete of the Year, really that second semester. The whole Tommies team and Boyle was just outstanding. O'Neill. That pass a little wide. O'Neill almost forced to go cross court with it and couldn't quite get it over the net. 22-15. There is Boyle. Played up by Spencer. O'Neill. And that one off the antenna. Another sub coming. It is Caden Close. Number 8 coming in for the Hurricanes. Close out of Sherwood Park, Alberta. That's the outskirts of Edmonton. That's going to be a back set, big swing for Moore, stuffed out at the net and down on the Hurricane side. This is a big string of set points here for the Tommies. It's going to be 9 set points. Stu, Boyle, played up by Close. And now Close on the attack off the Tommies. Esty went for the sneak. Close is there. There was Thompson. Set up on the back set for Moores for the clean kill. Moore's big serve. There's Thompson. Esty. Osborne gives the Tommies set number 2, 25-16. Hurricanes on the court. They're a little regroup huddle as they get set to go to the side switch. Your set summary for the Hurricanes in that set: 7 kills, 2 errors, 20 attacks, a .250 percentage. That's up from the .233. Oh, pardon me, we're just getting an update on that. 9 kills, 5 errors, 28 attacks, a .143. So that's down from the .233 with that 16 points. And the Tommies, 7 kills. Can that be right? 7 kills, 5 errors, 25 attacks, an .080 attack percentage for set number 2 overall. Overall, it is the Hurricanes, 58 attacks, 20 kills, 9 errors, a .190 percentage. The Tommies, 57 attacks, 22 kills, 9 errors, a .228 percentage. 22 assists for the Tommies, 20 for the Hurricanes. Tommies 7 service aces versus 2 for the Canes. Tommies 8 service errors versus 5 for Holland. Diggs tied at 23. Blocks, it's the Tommies +3 total and individual stats. Hurricanes led by O'Neill, 8 kills. Spencer 5 kills, McDonald 4. McDonald a .375 percentage. 17 assists for Marissa O'Donnell. 1 service ace, Spencer and Babby. 11 digs for Morgan Hoskins. And 2 blocks, Abby McDonald, 2 total blocks. And for the Tommies, Kathleen Boyle, 12 kills, a .455 percentage, pardon me, with a service ace, 4 digs, and 2 total blocks. That's a great stat line for Boyle. Ava Slip, 4 kills. Coy, 3 kills. And 5 digs, Nadeau and Brooke Thompson. So Thompson leave now 2 away from the 500 milestone. 21 assists already for Ella Esty. 2 total blocks, Boyle, Osborne, and Esty. Hurricanes are out for set number 3, and we've got a little bit of change here. It's Hoskins out of the Libero jersey into the regular white jersey. Babby, Hoskins, O'Donnell. 7 is Aria Pott. 1 is Jenna O'Neill, and 12 is Jamie Spencer. And the Liberos are going to be 15, Jackie Jubenville, who's turning around right on cue to wait for the camera. And Jada Judge, number 2. Couldn't have timed that better, Jackie. Jackie out of Calgary. And for the Tommies, it is number 7, Kathleen Boyle. 12 is Ella Esty. 2 is Macy Urban. 11 is Morgan Coy. 3 in the Libero jersey is Thompson and Ava Slip wearing number 10. Here's Ella Esty to start us off in set number 3. The Hurricanes need this one. O'Neill looks to start them out, but Boyle is there. There's Urban, punches it through. Jubenville got that. Hoskins on the attack. Jubenville got a piece. First point to the Tommies. SD. Oh, that one drops in. A little topspin from SD. Brought that one down. Much like the Hurricanes, I thought that was drifting a little too strong. Nice serve from SD. SD, I thought quietly could have been the player of the game yesterday. Morgan Coy very deserving. And that time SD goes wide. Well read by Jubenville. Thompson gets that one up in the air, free from slip. Jubenville, O'Donnell, and Babby out of the middle, blocked, but it's out of bounds. Ava Slip was the Tommy on the scene. 2-2 for the hometown O'Donnell. Somehow in my mind, I think I said earlier that O'Donnell was out of Hanwell. I think that's actually the setter on the men's team that's out of Hanwell. And O'Donnell is listed as out of Fredericton in my sheet when I actually look at it a little closer. Good memory, just short. Hoskins blocked that time. Spencer with the clean kill by the diving Boyle. Hurricanes out front 4-2, early going set 3. Played up by Coy, Esty, slip. Jubenville is there, back row, it's O'Neill. Boyle, Esty for Coy. Boyle with the punch through. Hoskins plays it just too long. It was a great thought, there was space there. Down one for Macy Urban. Played up by Jubenville, O'Donnell, Spencer. Another good attack for Jamie Spencer. Hoskins too strong, well read by Thompson. And Osborne back in as Ava Slip is set to serve. Could get Jubenville. O'Neill was in rhythm that time. The Tommies were ready for it. Speaking of in rhythm, it is Kathleen Boyle. Off block, Tommy point, tied at 5. O'Neill again. Esty got a piece. Coy pursued. Thought better of a dive into the scorer's table. Which was the right decision. Coy, Esty. Pardon me, that was Urban on the first hit that time, I believe, and Coy on the attack. Tied at 6, Morgan Coy. Hoskins, O'Donnell. Out in the middle was Pott. Spencer, another one. Jamie Spencer up to 8 kills and a .278 percentage. Actually make it 9 kills on that one as the stats just updated at a .316 percentage. Boyle, Hoskins was there. Jubenville, O'Neill. And Osborne and Esty. Osborne and Esty there to wall that one up. 7-7 for Boyle. Oh, the tip that time from Pott left a little short. 8-7. Serve that time for Boyle, eats up Jubenville. Boyle, wide. 9-8 Tommies for Jenna O'Neill. Urban. Pass drifted a little too wide for Urban and tried to go acute angle with it. Didn't quite get it there. Osborne goes cross court and just enough caught the Hurricanes leaning in one direction. Tommy's +1 and Osborne. Net, Hoskins is there. Back for Hoskins. Off the block, Jubenville, O'Donnell. Back row, O'Neill, Esty. And from the back row, Coy. Spencer, O'Donnell, O'Neill. Boyle, Esty, and Urban. Jubenville, O'Donnell. And Hoskins played up by Esty. And over by Urban. There's Boyle, Esty. What a rally. And Coy, O'Neill, O'Donnell. And I believe that's going to be Hoskins that gets that one. What a rally that was. They're just testing if I could keep up there. 10-10. Coy, Esty, Boyle. Free from Spencer. Ella Esty on the sneak attack. And this will be Jenna Murphy in for Ella Esty. So Esty will get a break. Murphy into the setter's position and back to serve. Good to go. Babby, Boyle, Murphy, and slip off of a Hurricane. 12-10 STU. We creep toward the midway mark here of set number 3. O'Neill, O'Donnell, Hoskins, played up Boyle. Urban, that's O'Neill. And Hoskins blocked off the Hurricanes out of play. Jubenville gets underneath that one. Babby keeps it alive, free from Jubenville. Thompson. Coy. There'll be a little confusion that time on the Tommy side. Marissa O'Donnell. There's Hoskins, played up by the Tommies. Urban. (14-11). Spencer off a block. Babby keeps alive. There's O'Neill and Hoskins. Tommy's block it, keep it going. And fault called. I think the Hurricanes were looking for a carry out of off the block there by Slip. And a little message here from the chair umpire delivered through the captain Hoskins. And Coach Hoskins trying to deliver a message back, and the official says, not interested in hearing it. Boyle, big swing, splits a couple of Hurricanes. 15-12. Slip. Jubenville. O'Donnell, O'Neill, clean kill. Lots of life in the Hurricanes bench. And Osborne out of the middle with a kill. Here's Abby McDonald checking back in for Rhea Pott. Coy, Hoskins too far. And there's Osborne. Put that one away. Oh, a violation called on Tommy's. That's going to be a point for the Hurricanes instead. I missed that. So 16-14. Big swing from 17-13. There's Thompson. Murphy. Set for Coy. Hoskins. Spencer free from O'Neill. Coy, Murphy, Boyle. Boyle blocked off of Boyle. Point Canes. Murphy on the dive, can't get there, and we are tied at 16 here in set number 3. Really good battle back by Holland. So when you think the Tommy's starting to get control of this third set, think again. And that's going to be another line fault on Spencer. on the serve, set up Jubenville off the net. Too many hits for the Hurricanes. Hoskins, O'Donnell, Spencer. Tommies were there. O'Neill, nice swing. It's a critical set for the Hurricanes. Down 2 sets. The thing you don't want to do is go 3 straight in 2 straight days as Urban shows off the power. Bronwyn Gillingham in for the Tommies in place of Anna Osborne. Gillingham, O'Neill, O'Donnell, Hoskins, off block, played up by Boyle, back set Coy. O'Neill, O'Donnell, and Hoskins. There is Coy, Murphy, Boyle from the back row. Cross court is too wide from Kathleen Boyle. A rotation check here from the Hurricanes. And Hoskins says, hey, we're good. It is Abby McDonald to serve. Played up by Boyle. There's Murphy. Slip. Middle round that time. Slip too strong, 19-19. Oh, a spinner that time from McDonald. And Coy can't handle it. 2019 Hurricanes. Subbing in for STU, it's going to be Colleen Nadeau with Macy Urban to the bench. Good. I was going to say minutes, but it's not minutes in volleyball, it's points from Urban. McDonald, Boyle, Thompson keeps it alive. There's Nadeau. And Hoskins on the attack. Called off the net and 4 hits. I thought that was off the block myself. Timeout, Holland. And the Hurricanes and Coach Hoskins not happy with that call. It's again one of those ones at the net that's tough for me, but I think he might have been right on that. Little mental group there for the Hurricanes in the timeout. It'll be Murphy to serve, and Captain Hoskins called over to the chair umpire, and a yellow card showing to Coach Hoskins. That's the warning. And a little discussion there. Hurricanes say, let's go, let's shrug that one off. And get back in play. Here we're set. Murphy. Played up Jubenville. O'Donnell free from O'Neill. Thompson. Murphy. And slip off of the hands of Jamie Spencer. That slip or Coy? Who got that one? Guess I need to pay more attention. I think it was slip. Tommy's 21-20, set 3. They look to close out a straight sets match here if they can. Hoskins, Boyle is there. Murphy for Nadeau. Nadeau blocked at the net, but out off of the Hurricanes. Tommy's now +2 at 22-20. Jenna Murphy once again. That one off of Jubenville into the front row. Tommy's 2 points away from a second straight sets victory over Holland, and timeout once again by the Hurricanes. From 20-20 to 23-20 in a hurry. Not what the Canes were imagining when they boarded the bus early yesterday morning. Fought through the wind and delays at Confederation Bridge to get here. Certainly they were not envisioning a couple of straight sets losses, which they're a couple of points away from. Absolute must-have point right now for Holland. Murphy, Spencer. Might have been lucky that wasn't called a double hit. Nadeau. Hoskins with the tip. Murphy plays it up. Thompson for Boyle. O'Donnell. Babby is there, gives the Hurricanes the critical point. Down 2 now, Holland. On the serve, there's Boyle, Thompson, and Coy. And that one is down. 3 match points for the Tommies. 24-21 in set 3. Not easier next match either for the Hurricanes. They've got Mount A at home on January 23rd. And they keep this one alive from O'Neill. And they've then got Crandall, who's sitting at 5 wins right now on February 1st. Then home to St. Anne and finish up with the Dow Rams, who are right in that pack of teams searching for playoff spots on Valentine's weekend. The Tommies have Dow and Mount A at home next weekend. Timeout Tommies as the Hurricanes get that point. Then Crandall the weekend of the 7th and 8th before finishing up on the road at SJ. So Tommies finish out against some pretty good competition the rest of the way through. All teams in that playoff position for STU. Including league leader Mount A for 1, and third place St. John for 2, where they'll finish on the road. Out of the timeout, and another must-have Hurricanes point here at 23, serving 24. And it is Hoskins who will serve. Morgan Hoskins. And that one was Boyle. O'Neill. Free from Murphy. O'Neill on the attack again, tied at 24. No, called off the antenna and out of play. That's going to be match point Tommies. So I need to pay a little closer attention. I thought that one was just tape, but it must have got antenna on the way by. 25-23 final here in the third set. So the Tommies will move to 11-3. Puts them on the heels of Mount A, who is at UNBSJ. I checked earlier for the scores. Nothing was showing up online. That's a key match. Well, the Hurricanes will drop to 8-6. That will keep them in fourth place, regardless of the outcome of SJ's match today. So key matches ahead for these teams. We're about 37 minutes away from men's action here on Tommy's TV and ACAA TV. Thanks for tuning in to women's action here from the ACAA and the LB Gym. For everyone here at St. Thomas and the always amazing Gallus in the producer's chair, I'm Bill Gibson. It's been a pleasure to bring you this one. I'll be back with men's action about 37 minutes or so. Check out acaa.ca for all your information about the conference. Kathleen Boyle, your unquestionable player of the game here for the Tommies. See you shortly for men's action. Come on back next weekend. More women's volleyball right here from the LB Gym.